I always say technology is only getting people away from people. Community places gets people together. I would ask you, would you want to be in a 5-star, 3-star, whatever that hotel is, versus a place where you really have a neat, clean, decent space for you to live with like-minded founders? I at least have 600, 700 people coming in the month, churning out. How do you kind of build that? Event is a big play for us. I think we end up doing 3 to 4 events a week. I'm a tech guy landing up there just for the experience. Then you say, I think I should be starting up my startup soon. But things are possibilities. Possibilities are there in these community spaces. So Karan is a Bangalore boy. And in typically Kannada language, they say Manina Maga, son of the soil. Right? I use that obviously also because my mom is born and brought up here, but my roots go back to Nepal. So I'm a Nepali, but a Manina Maga.
Nice.
Right? And my dad used to work for the Indian Institute of Science, lived 35 years in the campus. Another beautiful place I could kind of credit a lot of things which has come from that institute. In talking to the professors and students who are really brilliant, more than one could think of. And then it's a place for a lot of high IQ levels to be there. I had an opportunity to be there. And then I've been in the hospitality. That was in 1994, working for the Holiday and La Meridian after that.
Wow.
And Times of India doing public relations. Then moved out of the India continent, and Dubai is where I landed. For the whole luxury kind of retail that I used to like, that was a platform for me to get exposed.
Landed in Malula.
Yes. I don't know which is the last district for Kerala, right?
I was just wondering, Karan, because you were a real estate guy before you came back to India.
Hospitality.
Real estate guy. And co-living, when it started out in India, was a real estate play. Everything was about finding properties at a cheaper price and then leasing them out at a higher price. How come you never thought about doing that and got into this community angle? Because you were a real estate guy, you understand that play, right?
Yes.
Lease cheaper and rent more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you do something which is totally different? How did you get this idea? Like, hey, I want to give this spin to co-living.
So while we were doing this research, and when we heard people talking about that, is there a place for somebody to actually spend that time to build their ideas? Right? Real estate play didn't happen for us because even we were not able to raise our fund till Tim kind of invested.
Okay.
Or the Singapore company which
Sure.
saw us and felt there's a need. And in future, these places becomes the breeding place for entrepreneurs. I always say, technology is only getting people away from people.
Yeah.
But community places gets people together. And going ahead of our futures and how things are going to trend in future, I think people will crave to be in these places. And I see that when I was in the US or the Europe, that technology, you see people mostly glued into their 6-inch screens. They're not able to strike a conversation. They're not able to talk to people. They need to take those appointments much in advance. And that is only keeping barrier, or they'll say, let's come on Zoom or let's get in onto another platform where we can have these discussions. But where do you feel that human quotient, which is missing? We felt this is a place which should do that. And we would want to have a Draper startup across cities globally where a startup is traveling and just lands. Imagine today, Pushkar lands in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
I would ask you, would you want to be in a 5-star, 3-star, whatever that hotel is, versus a place where you really have a neat, clean, decent space for you to live with like-minded founders and get connected to people across the world? Would you do that? I would say I would want to do that. I would love to do
Of course.
it. And either way, I'm a backpacker.
Yeah.
I would love to do this because the exposure, the learning that comes from there is more immense than being in another property elsewhere. The real estate stack didn't work for us because we are a capex heavy business, because we are a 365/27, because it is hospitality.
It is hospitality, yeah.
Ultimately, right? People live there and working. We have to take care of them every time. I at least have 600, 700 people coming in the month, churning out,
Wow.
in and out. Yeah. So
That's like a hotel.
Yeah, that's like a hotel. So how do you kind of build that?
Sure.
I think being passionate to keep the community as a focus is worked very well for us. We average around 85 to 95% occupancy every year since we have started.
So for a young founder, what is the most exciting thing about Draper Startup House? Like someone say who's coming to Bangalore. So, like you said, living is a small part
Yes.
of the entire experience you offer. So, what are two, three most exciting things like a founder who really love it or what they look forward to it? Is it like do you organize events or what else?
So event is a big play for us. I think we end up doing 3 to 4 events a week.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So that's become like a well-oiled machine, right?
Yes. If it has to be event and a place for somebody to go in Bangalore, I think a lot of people do mention it has to be Draper Startup House. I think we have kind of, and mostly our events are not charged. It's free for them. And people who are well-wishers who are in this panel or talking about are also coming to give it back to the startup ecosystem or to people who they feel they're contributing to. So that's one part of it. The event plays a big role for us. It's also like investment for us because most of the marketing happens there. And people are searching for us for these events. And they end up at Draper Startup House. And to answer your question, Pushkar, what would that, for the young, wannabe entrepreneurs or startups, what is that, they would seek in Draper Startup House? There are a lot of other things that we also give, like Amazon credits, other partnership services that we do, legalities, accounting, mentoring sessions. So we are in touch with these stakeholders who also have collaborations with us, which we give them as a service. Why? See, think about it. You're just paying a dorm bed at 600 rupees per day. What you're getting is much more than that.
Sure.
Right, of course.
Events that's happening, the connect that they're able to establish,
Yeah.
the networking they're able to do.
Completely by you because I have actually switched my travel preferences to actually not staying in really high-end hotels or really cheap dorms to kind of figuring out sort of partly business, partly these community-driven places where you can go check in, go outside, sit at the laptop, work with the other people, interesting conversations. That's actually more enlightening for me as a traveler. That's it makes a lot of sense.
No, it's also picking up, Sandeep.
Yeah.
So when we like the backpacking community is kind of getting stronger and stronger, especially, it was mostly Europe and Western countries, right?
Yeah.
Backpacking
Right.
concept is starting there.
Yeah.
Think about the surfboarders who were having their own community to talk about where the next destination or the best destination for surfing. Same like musicians, same like yoga people, right? And now there are niches coming out of it.
Yeah.
And we felt nobody was doing for startups. And why not for startups,
Sure.
right? That's where the crux was. I think that's we kind of did our research to get it right to say this is something that we need to focus. And it comes with more passion. And I also sit in the house and mentor startups and talk to startups. What else do you want at the price of what you can give away, right? You're in the CBD of an area which is just walkable to any destination, like your food eateries, a lot of startup offices, malls. It's all walkable distances. And you're paying peanuts for your stay. But what you're getting out of it is much more, which is not, like you also mentioned, some things are not quantifiable, but very impactful. I think that experience is something which we are, and it's very warm in our place. People are lovable. And we also kind of get the right set of people. You might get wrong, but that's okay. Coming from hospitality, I'm able to handle that part of it. But mostly you get beautiful people coming and sharing their experiences, talking about their journeys, and exciting about or getting also influenced. I'm a tech guy landing up there just for the experience and probably end of a month or so. Then you say, I think I should be starting up my startup soon.
Wow.
Right? But this impact or this influence also has happened. And there are cases where founders are founded their life partners as apart from co-founders.
Sure.
Right? What better than
You have become a matchmaking company.
kind of probably 1%. But things are possibilities. Possibilities are there in these community spaces.
What are the big shifts you found in founders in India and particularly in Bangalore? I mean, there's obviously the mindset shift, there's attitude towards capital, attitude towards hiring. There are a lot of criteria, right? But what are the big things that you noticed? I mean, it's a long period of time, say 16 years.
Yes.
But are there significant things that you've seen change in the minds of founders who are building out of India now?
Yes, I think there's been corrections. I think, but there the kida in them of starting something in especially Bangalore. The saying initially in the 1999 when the first international technology park came in Whitefield, and that's when everything happened for Bangalore. From a quaint pensioners' paradise, pub capital, the music capital, the fashion capital. Bangalore was known for that. And then it became the technology hub after ITPL came in. And from then onwards, what happened to, I think, this looking at the traffic situation, right? Everything is kind of credited, and we also have to take the other way.
Other part of it as
Yes,
well.
and it comes with that. You can't avoid that at all. It has to happen. And we kind of grew like 300% in that 20 years. It's crazy.
Right,
I think
right.
the infrastructure is something kind of remained and couldn't catch up with the high pace of development that happened for Bangalore. But for startups, while the saying goes, you throw a stone, you'll find a techie in the road. I would say you throw a stone in any coffee shop, we'll have a conversation of startups trying to either pitch or having a conversation or interviews happening in these coffee shops or somebody loitering on the roads of Bangalore, but who is a startup mindset.
Yep.
That shift is amazing. That shift of having startup culture in Bangalore has kind of bred many stories, right? There's a lot of stories that can be kind of spoken about how things is happening. In fact, I was talking about the same place that we're sitting here, BHIVE. Shesh and Ravi, we were doing the startup festival.
Yeah.
2014 is when they started in a house in Koramangala. I happened to meet them and they kind of launched the BHIVE in Construct Startup Festival.
Wow.
And today, you look at the play. You were talking also mentioning of the real estate play. I think Shesh got that right on the real estate. See the BHIVE story. Shift. I'm talking about the shift, right? How it has evolved means the opportunities were there.
Yeah.
Market was right.
Yeah.
Reading those people's behavior, I think they got it right. They placed well. And BHIVE is a story that every proud startup would want to associate and say, no, see, that's a great story to be learned upon. And they have done a fabulous job. Sitting in this, nice office setup, enabling a lot of entrepreneurs and startups is impacting and churning out startups for the country and for the globe.
What cities are expanding to now? And what do you look at before say, hey, I want to open a property, let's say in Cochin. You said you want to
Yes.
start your next property in Cochin.
Yes.
Why Cochin?
I think recent Huddle Kerala has done that magic for Kerala itself. The government's initiatives, programs, MOUs that they have signed, I think they've been 2 days that they've been signing MOUs with anybody and everybody, which kind of is a sign for a lot of people who are breeding in Kerala startups to say, hey, a lot of potential or a lot of grants, a lot of association, which kind of helps startups. And a lot of talent coming in from Kerala, means they're not in Kerala, but they're out of Kerala for some reasons, right? Some culturally factor, or they feel in their own home country or home state, they are more comfortable than being more aggressive in other parts of the states. Kochi has kind of become that destination. We also wanted to kind of be that beach destination. They're trying to also, the festival says so, right?
Right,
It's
right.
So that's why I recommended Bakla. I should take you to
I
Bakla
didn't-
next time for sure.
So yeah, how do we choose? I think now more or less every city in India has kind of got that exposure. A lot of startups are coming in this style too. Think about Indore.
Okay.
Think about Pune,
Yeah.
right? Goa is something which we wanted to kind of compare. When you were talking about Bali when you were there, we also have a property, Draper Startup House in Canggu.
I will check it out next time. He's going to Canggu in about a week or so.
Yeah, we have a nice backpacking place
Wow.
in
Check it out.
Bali.
What is it called? Draper Startup
Draper
House,
Startup.
Canggu.
Yeah, it's
Canggu is one of my favorite places.
and you'll find the most beautiful sunset there with on the paddy field. It's a beautiful setting. Evening is like
So
going to be.
I can just go and walk there.
You have to
Settle.
book yourself.
Karan, you like Bali, Canggu sunsets? You should check out Bakla. Karan, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And we obviously look forward to collaborating with you and your community to do a lot of things in the future. Everybody, please like, share. Karan can be reached at Draper Startup House anytime. And to our wonderful location and space guests, you mentioned about Avida, you mentioned about space. BHIVE has been so gracious in terms of giving us this location. Thank you so much.